Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back here in my spot, usually, for another discussion. Now, this discussion, what I'm going to be talking about in this video, it's very different from what I usually talk about. Like, usually I talk about movies or just what's going on. Now, it does kind of tie into what's going on lately, but anyway, we'll get into it. So yeah, let's get into what's going on. Now, why does it seem like 2020 is the year that 2012 wasn't? Since, if you remember, back in 2012, everyone thought the world was going to end, which it didn't, because here we are in 2020, but why does it seem like 2020 is the year that 2012, why does it seem like ever since 2020 started, the world has just been kind of turning in on itself? You know, and I mean, not like physically, the world's still here. It's not like a meteor's gonna hit Earth or anything, but, why does it just seem like 2020, it just hasn't been going too well for anyone? Between everything going on with the pandemic, or just, the disease disease is spreading all over the world, and, the U.S. kind of like, societally, we're all just kind of at odds with each other within, and not just the U.S., Africa, seriously, look at everything going, so many countries in Africa are just struggling societally, they are just, socially just falling apart between, Nigeria, probably the most well-known, Nigeria, hashtag end SARS, their police brutality is just insane, and, well, something else that's, another place that's really probably not getting nearly any, recognition, Armenia. History's literally repeating itself in Armenia with Turkey and, I'm going to say their neighboring country wrong, but Azerbaijan, it's that, that one country. They're trying to, attack Armenia. They're trying to exterminate the Armenians again. It's history's just repeating itself. And, all these countries, they're all great places, It's not, the reason why all this is going on, it's not the countries that are doing this, it's not the people, it's the people behind the scenes doing all this. A bunch of powerful, rich, mean people that are kind of behind the scenes causing all of this, chaos and making everything spiral out of control. But is this really a coincidence that all of this is happening in 1 year, or within 1 year, in the year 2020? Well, some probably say yes, it kind of had to happen at some point, but, well, as a matter of fact, no. It is not a coincidence that 2020 that this is all happening now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just some bad luck year. This is the end times. Now, what are the end times? So, now, little disclaimer, pretty much most of the rest of this is going to be more religious talk, so, yeah. So, I mean, as we all now, pretty much all religions, or even civilizations, they have this story in their text that at the end, some point in the future, things will go bad. Something referred to the end times. Now, I'm going to refer to the Christian story, the story at the end of the Bible, and because that's the one that I know the best. Although, and when I mean best, I mean not nearly as good as some people, but good enough to explain. And also just because, well, the world it may not seem like it, but God, the big man upstairs, he's not racist, he's not biased, he loves me, you, everyone around, all living things that are on earth, he loves you all. It doesn't matter what or who you are, he loves you. So, that's kind of why that's kind of why I'm doing the Christian version, and also because I know it best. So, yeah, anyway, let's get into the story of what the end times is. Basically, at the end of the Bible, it's in, I believe, the Revelations chapter, and there's different versions in different versions of the Bible, but basically the main idea is that at some point, everything will fall apart. Everything, society will fall apart. Things will be going bad, and it will seem like nothing can possibly It just seems like nothing can get better. Nothing good can come out of this. But then, kind of like what's going on now. But then, some point down the road, someone will appear, a figure, a person that is so charismatic, so great, and has pretty much makes it seem like they have the answers for all the problems, that they can fix the world and save everyone. But people will think that this person is like God incarnated in a human body. Everyone will think this person is the person that will save us all. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, this person is not here to help us, not meant to have guidance or help bring peace to the earth. This person is meant to do the opposite. This person is meant to destroy things even more, make things even worse, deceive people, create chaos and even more destruction, use people's own desires against them. Because this person is the Antichrist. And yes, that's basically what's going to happen soon, and someone will appear and make it seem like will make it seem like they will help the world, but in actuality they will not. And if people, and we've been things like that have been happening for a long time. Like one great example is kind of like what Hitler did to Germany after World War I. He created the Nazis. Since Germany was in terrible shape, and well, look at what people did. They followed him, and look what it led to, the Second World War. But now you're probably wondering, why can't, if all this is true, if we really are on the end times, then why aren't people, in the back of their heads, or, people kind of like not realizing it and being all like, oh, we're in the end times? Well, the answer to that, now I'm not going to say it, but this is the answer to that.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
Yes, so the reason why people aren't really figuring it out, just like with that small clip, is society pretty much is kind of like selling you, this is all natural. It's not like, it's not just some biblical tale. It's not some biblical event that's transpiring right now. It's just, we're in a pandemic. This is just happening. It's all, society doesn't tell you this. It's just, the system that society is, it doesn't tell you what is going on. It's distracting you. It's making it you think, this is all normal. Nothing really crazy. But in actuality, it's the opposite of that, if that makes sense. So now that I told you what is soon to happen, and and just why people really probably aren't going to figure it out until it's too late, how should you feel now that you know? Should you feel, just not, should you deny it? Should you feel like, no, this is all fake, this isn't going to happen, because,
no one tells me what to do.
I'm not going to be deceived? Well, no, you shouldn't, because, it's like you shouldn't deny it. This, accept what is happening. Should you possibly feel, that, should you accept it, but also be fearful, like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, I gotta call my brother. I better call my housekeeper. I gotta call my lawyer. Forget my lawyer.
No, do not fear this either. This is not something to fear, especially since especially knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So that, you shouldn't fear. That's the worst thing you could possibly do in this situation. So instead, don't fear. So you're probably thinking, if I shouldn't fear it, then should I be mad? Should I strike? Should I take all this? Should I try to stop this strike and be mad?
'Cause I am really pissed off. You pissed, John? Are you? Yeah.
Well, no, since unfortunately you probably won't really be able to do this unless, the entire human race bands together, which that's probably not going to happen. So if I should just accept it but not fight it, like, what should I do? How should I feel? How should you feel, with knowing that all this is going to just keep going and getting worse? Well, let me tell you. Hang on. It seems like I'm getting a call from somewhere.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
So, yeah. Now, just as Keanu Reeves just said, this is not the end. Well, it is the end of what we knew before 2020, but it is the beginning of something else. So, something I forgot to mention earlier, I didn't forget it on purpose. Well, or actually, I'm leaving to this point because, that while the Antichrist is, making his rounds, causing all this bad, crazy chaos, God, he will be here watching. He'll be watching the whole thing, watching it like a movie, just watching, and this is all part of his plan. Basically, it is said in the Bible that and just as I said, other civilizations have things similar, but of course I'm sticking to the Christian version of this, that God, those that are faithful to God, those that are faithful to God and that truly know, the Antichrist is false, that this Antichrist, is fake, it's not good, it's bad, that God will liberate them, those that are faithful to salvation, and they will be, their salvation will lead them to quote unquote paradise, and that, or I guess heaven, or just it's basically someplace better than this. He will guide them away from all this. He will save them, help them, lead them to salvation. He will basically what I'm saying is, while basically once things truly get bad and like real bad, God will lead people, and those that are faithful and know the truth, he will lead them from someplace bad to something better. There is something better beyond this. You know, it's not the end of the world. You just need to stay faithful to the big guy, you know. And also, another note, God will fight. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My camera died on me. But anyway, just like as I was about to say, God loves all of us. He loves you all. Loves me. Loves all that is good. And He will come down and fight all of the evil and just deception and badness that is on the earth. He will take it all out and lead everyone and all that is good to help, give them salvation, give them guidance, give them everything that we pretty much need, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of my little spiel. I'm gonna kind of finish this up before my camera dies again. But yeah, if you want more information, if you want way more information about all this than what I could possibly give you, there's one place I could recommend you. There is a YouTube channel run by someone that knows way more than me. She's really nice. Her name's Barbaranda. I will have her channel at the very end of this video, like where I have my 2 recommended videos and my channel link. I'll have her somewhere up there, and knowing her, I'm sure she'll be in the comments somewhere, so you can look for her there. And yeah, I'm going to end this video off right here. If you enjoyed this video, give this a like, consider subscribing if you've not, and share this out. Get this out to the masses. Goodbye.
It's over.